the what I would say the problem usually with people that decide to go for their own business is that you get very, very busy, and you are the most important person for this business to work. So that means that maybe you have an opportunity to earn more money, but it's all up to you. And it's more and more responsibility. Maybe you have employees, maybe you have a lot of declaration, a lot of things that then gets your responsibility. But at least you have an opportunity to earn more money. But what I needed was a business system that would give me both, because I didn't really want to leave the economical part of the work I had, but I needed more time because I wanted to be more than 5 weeks per year with my wife. That's 5 weeks vacation we have in Sweden. So I'm going to talk about one of these business systems today. There's a lot of things out there where you can earn money. The key thing is then to think a little bit where you are now, what's the opportunities, and where in these parts are you now, and where would you like to be? So if we talk about business in general or having your own idea, I'm going to talk about these 5 things today, because you need these 5 things in order to have a successful business. I think you can apply it to almost any kind of business. And trends. Does anyone know what is a trend, or when you hear trend, what do you think about? What does it mean for you? Anyone have any idea?
Something I really, really want.
Something that you really want? Yeah, but then I would say it's a small trend, because then it's Alexandra's trend. But maybe something that a lot of people want. That's a trend.
Okay.
And that is something that's really, really important to think about, because if you go through all these things, a lot of people, when they start with their business or their idea, they get too focused on the product or too focused on the service they want to give. They so think this is the coolest thing ever. This whatever product you have, if you have a pen that you can write in space, you say, this is so cool. No one has ever made a pen like this, but maybe not so many people need a pen to write in space. So it's much more important to focus on the trend. Now when I came today from Stockholm, and I see all now in summer, I see all these small boxes where they sell ice cream. It's a big queue now in summer. In winter there's no queue. I think these ice cream places, they're nothing special. It's just this short time of the year, it's a big trend, and it's not very hard to sell ice cream in the summer, because you're in the right trend. Just to get a bit to think about. So trend is something you should think very much about if you want to start a business. Partnership, also very important. Partner, I see that's someone that can provide something that you cannot do yourself, that you need for your success. And this is really important, that it's someone that you trust, that they always deliver what you need. If you have a restaurant, you need someone that brings you good meat or good groceries. If one day they bring a horse instead of beef, your business is going to disappear pretty quickly. So compensation also, that it's, even if you work with something you really enjoy and love, make sure that it's something that could put food on the table. And timing, the last part is a bit to the trend, that it's the right timing for the business, but also that it's a little bit the right timing for yourself. Because to go from employee to have your own business, it's a bit more a commitment, I would say. It's you're going to get paid by your performance, not by the hours you're doing it. So these things I'm going to go through a little bit quickly today, and I recommend you to, there is pen and paper available. So because now, of course, it's going to be a lot of information, but to remember something, I recommend to write down some of these things. The first thing I'm going to talk a little bit is about the trends. One trend that is maybe not so exciting is that a lot of people at the moment if we talk about Europe, are working harder and harder for same money or less money. It's a lot of companies that have to cut down because of the economical situation. This was a lot of things what I was looking at when I was working before in the bank, but that's something you can think about. And I read some statistics in the last week that in Sweden it's 73% of the people in their works that are not 100% happy with what they're doing. They would like to do something else. So it is maybe something slowing down in the economy, which gives people less opportunity to do what they maybe really want. But then there's a lot of things changing. So one thing that is changing a lot is that people start to buy things from internet. I don't know if anyone has ever done it in here. I don't know if someone did it 10 years ago. Not so much. So that's something that's really shifting, that people are buying things from internet. And why do you buy things from internet? Anyone have some idea?
Easier and cheaper. Comfortable.
Yeah. True. You can get it delivered home. And usually you can also get cheaper, and that means that you pay for the quality. And that's really something that people are interested in. And commercials, yeah, all of us love commercial. It's fun when you get it in the mailbox. That's I think that's the first thing people throw out. It's good maybe if you have a fireplace to get the commercials. It's not so good for environment, but just to talk about that, the thing with commercials, people are getting a bit sick of commercials. It's too much, and I don't think people trust commercials so much. So it's creating a bit new opportunities, and this with shopping goes global. That's something that also connected with internet. That if I want a product from China or Singapore or Australia, I don't need to get to taxi to airport, get in the plane, fly all the way to China, buy that, fly back. It's a little bit easier nowadays. We can just order it and it gets delivered on. And this is something I'm going to talk more about later, that because world now is more of a network. It's so many things with Facebook, TripAdvisor, all these things, that people trust more a recommendation from people than a commercial. So this is all things that's going on. And this pretty basic on how we maybe usually buy products, that we go to the shopping center, or we go to the store and we buy a product from the shelf. But what we actually do when we do that, we pay a lot of steps in the way, because it costs a lot of money to have a shop. It costs a lot of money to have a shopping center. It costs a lot of money to have all these commercials. So what we actually do, we pay a lot of things on the way, and maybe we not pay only for the quality. So this is kind of, now it says traditional. I would say that this is maybe the old distribution model. It's starting to change already. And this is also that we now start to shop a lot of things from internet. So this, what I'm talking about today, is an opportunity to be part of that trend, because I would not like to be working in a small store. It's getting a lot of competition, and I think that's why it's many more shopping centers coming, because you need to get where all the people are, and that trend is also fading a bit. It's going to be more and more things from that people just going to order home. So that's a bit what we do. We work with a simplified distribution, which means someone manufacture a product, and you can focus then on the really high quality. You put it in a warehouse, and you distribute it directly out to the people that are looking for these products. Much shorter way. And next trend, what I'm going to talk about, is something that's called anti-aging or wellness or health. this you can tell many names, but when we talk about anti-aging, it's something that I've learned a lot about the last couple of years, because in my head when I heard anti-aging before, it was maybe older ladies with wrinkle creams. That was in my head maybe what I connected. But anti-aging is actually whatever we do to live longer and live healthier and live longer and look better. Because this is a very big trend that, I don't know, many, I don't know how it looks in Riga 10 years ago, but I think it's many more gyms now. It's many more different forms of training. It's many products that you can use. And it's this is really what a lot of people are thinking about and looking for. How can I stay healthier longer? Something as well that another trend is something called epigenetics. This is something that word maybe not everyone recognize yet, but it's something with your DNA. Who has DNA in here? Almost everyone. So that's that we one trend is that we're starting to understand our bodies and what's making Robert with blonde hair and the blue eyes, and what's making someone having different attributes. And really, this is a trend in a lot of areas. Now it's coming into the health part, but it's been long within kind of crime fighting. CSI, you can only find, you just need a hair and you can find a criminal. And all this is because we're starting to understand the source of our bodies, our DNA. And so all this trend that people are, where they're spending time or money on how to look better or feel better longer. Because what I think is that people don't really mind to get old, but they mind to get wrinkles and tired. I think so that's why it's a lot of people actually spending their energy and their money in this area, and it's an industry that's already very, very big, but it's something that's if we're going to talk numbers, it's many zeros that's going to come added to this industry in the coming years, because people are getting older. Actually, the average age in Europe is increasing a lot. And how the business that we're talking about is something that I've been talking about the trends before, and all with the things with the personal recommendations, the internet shopping is kind of putting the business to the network marketing, what the company I'm going to talk about. Because nowadays, I think this is a very fair way of introducing services or products, because when something is based on recommendations, it's something that people use, and if people like it, they're going to say it's good, and other people are going to find it and like it. If it's something that's not good, people are going to say this is not good, and it's going to spread. So especially when it comes to a lot of businesses, if it comes to restaurants, I think when I get most nervous, that's when I see a big ad in the paper, best steakhouse in town. That usually means maybe no one is recommending someone to go there, so they need to put a lot of money on the commercial. So all these trends are kind of pushing into the business that we're doing, and I will talk a little bit more specifically what it is. Because now we come to the partner, and here I really recommend you to write down a few things, because like I said, partner is very, very important to whatever business you have. And our partner is incredible. This company has been in the business for as many years as me, 30 years. And they have, when they started New Skin Enterprise, they started as a skincare company. They have added a lot of things to their portfolio since then, but they have been in the front all the time because they have focused a lot on the science. How does the body work? What kind of things should you put on the skin? What should you not put on the skin? And later on, they have been becoming experts of what we should put in our bodies as well. Just a little facts about it is that it's a company that started in America, but now have started to spread all around the world, 54 markets, and that's something that I really enjoy because if you have a company that doesn't really require you to go to an office, and you have possibility to have customers all around the world, it increases your opportunity a lot. Now, the big reason why I'm here, and I'm here, I'm actually on my way to Singapore, but I choose to stop here to meet with my team because we have a very big goal that we're going to bring this company also to Latvia. Maybe some people say, why are you going to bring to Latvia? Latvia is a small country, but I don't really see it like that because I think it's a great opportunity for the right people to be part, because this company is growing a lot in Europe, and I'm going to talk a bit more about the products and so on. So it's really exciting time now to be in Europe in general, but especially in Latvia. And numbers, if someone likes numbers, I'm very much a number nerd. So if I speak too much about numbers, you can just raise your hand and tell me to shut up. But what's been happening since the company started is it's always been growing. It's always been a stable company with a credit rating that's the highest you can have, which is important to know. But if you have a partner, you want to have it for many years to come. But the last couple of years, the company has really started to grow. They have been growing since 2009. They had for these first 25 years, they had a growth from 0 to $1 billion in revenue. So it's been going good. They have been stable. They have been starting to be a big company. But now, only in the last 5 years, they have increased this with 100, 200, 300%. And then you can ask yourself why this is happening. So this is a bit of your homework if someone really want to investigate this, because I can make up things. So be careful. You have to check what I'm saying. And also a lot of other companies, Forbes, a lot of other awards is given to this company. So the reason why I'm saying this is just so you know that this is a real company. It's been in the business for a long time. They have been doing their homework. They have been doing a lot of work to be able to be where they are now. It's not someone that started something yesterday and hopefully it's going to be good. These guys have already proven that they know what they're doing. So that's why I'm telling a lot about the facts, even though facts are not always exciting, but they are important. Yeah, and it's not only me that says it. Here, if someone is interested in stock market and so on, it's a lot of the experts on Wall Street are, because this company has been on the New York Stock Exchange since in the end of 90s, and that means that you need to have a certain level of company to be there. And it's a lot of people investing money in this company because they see a bright future. So take a bit, you don't have to remember all these facts, but just take it a little bit, as this is a very serious company that has done a lot of work to be where they are now. And let's go. This is so important, I'm going to take it one more time. Okay. And what Alexandra probably said a bit in the beginning, and why I'm now, when we're starting here, we're really keen on start to work with people that are, of course, interested in a business. They're looking for something, but you don't do it only for earning money. So this company has also been, when they have started to get their success, they've also been very keen on giving something back. So they are actually working in two projects, what I think is very very impressive. And one is called Force for Good, which is one part of the products what we have is called Epoch, and that's amazing product based on ethnobotanic and what we from the rainforest we can put on the skin. And whenever someone purchases those products, it goes a part of money to this foundation that has actually done many amazing things. Over 200 schools have been built. I don't know how many acres of rainforest they have saved. And whenever there is catastrophe around the world, they're there to help. And then we have Nourish Children. And here it's to help the kids in the world that doesn't have the opportunity to get food on the table every day. And next slide I will talk about why the company is so famous, because they are famous with the science and the nutrition. So they have put a bit of that knowledge into a project where you can give the food to the kids that really need it. And in Europe we worked to a country in Africa called Malawi. And if I'm going to say this shortly, I'm not going to talk about this forever, I can do that, but it's when a kid is growing up and don't have enough food, it's something that that's when you really need the nutrition the most, when you're developing all your body, your brain and heart and so on. And even if you're sent bread or rice or something to fill the stomach, it doesn't really give all the things what a kid needs. So this is where Nuskin has been unique to actually create something called Vitamil, which is something that fills the stomach but also fills all the needs what the kids have. So these two projects is something that the company is really proud about, and it's something that has, I think now we're stepped by 350 million donated meals. So this is something that really makes a difference. So I think I take some more. So this is just something that I think is important to know, that the company is focusing a lot on, and it's something that the more I learn about it, it's something that I'm very happy to contribute for, and it's something that I think it's important to know where, if you invest money for donations, that you know where it actually ends up. Now you're probably excited to hear about the science, because this part is where the company is kind of unique. Because if we now start to talk about products and all this, if you go into any shopping center or anywhere else, you can find a lot of things on the store, a lot of things on the shelf. It's so many products out there. So why is this company different? And that's because they have been focusing on the science from the beginning. They were the first one that created kind of skincare without the mineral oils, and they have been very leading in this area. And now they have been focusing more on the nutrition as well. And here that they have actually more than 80 scientists on staff that's working every day to create the best products and the latest science. And this is also a bit of homework that I did, that sometimes the company have maybe one or two scientists, or they have one doctor that is saying that this is good. But the body, I think, is one of the most complicated things in the world, and to really understand it, you need a lot of different experts. So really unique what they have done with this, and they are cooperating with a lot of scientists around the world. And why is science so important? Because I think when it comes to this area, when it's about the health, it's and products for health, it's much more responsibility than to recommend a phone or a pencil or a car, because if something of that breaks, you can just replace it. But if you're gonna do something for the body, you really need to know that it's high quality. So they also have something called Scientific Advisory Board. And after this presentation, I will focus a bit more on products. I will not go so deep now. But this is something that a lot of experts in the world have kind of, when Nuskin, they stay very strong things. Hey, we have the best science, we have done this, we have done this. So of course people are going to test them. So there is an advisory board of experts that's not working for Nu Skin that are auditing this company all the time. And it's led by Colly Rassi, which is the man behind birth control pill. One guy that I think is really important to know is called Lester Packard. He's the father of the antioxidant theory. And it's many famous names there that are endorsing these products. So now we're going to get into the exciting part of why this company is actually nowadays growing with these big numbers, because they have always been a strong company. They have been having really good products that's been helping people. But now the last couple of years they have exploded because they have found something that no one else had. And that's thanks to a cooperation with a company called LifeGen. And LifeGen is also something I really recommend you to check, because LifeGen is a company who has been working on the DNA part and the genetics and kind of find out how does the body works, what happens when we are aging. And they have been, whenever it's something about what is aging, what is DNA, people come to this company and ask. So Nu Skin has always been focusing what's the best science, how does the body works. They think maybe this company would be good to cooperate with, because they know maybe something that would be useful to make products that actually is working and is safe. So they started to cooperate, and Nu Skin actually acquired this company 2011. And when you acquire something, it means that you buy all the knowledge that are there. And this is something that Nu Skin always is. They're also an aggressive company, because if you see something good, that's what you want to work together with. And this, like I said, I will speak a little bit more about this later. But what LifeGen is so famous for is that they know what is the DNA, what's the genes, what are they doing in our body. So then Nu Skin said, okay, then we want to know which genes are responsible, for example, skin or mitochondria and energy or metabolism and weight management, and see what's actually changing for a younger person to an older person. Because, like we said, everyone has DNA, and how many people think that you have different DNA when you die from when you're born? Or do you have the same? Same? That's right. The only thing that changes is how this DNA is expressing itself. When we're young, it's expressing very strong. Skin is here, energy is high. When we get older, it's like the body's working a little bit slower. If you have a good lifestyle, if you're eating the right things, go to the gym, have a good sleep, don't smoke, you're going to stay younger longer, I promise. And you're going to have a nicer aging. So this is what they were starting to be really interested in. What's changing in the body, and what can we do to support the body to remember how it is to be young. And that they did with something called a gene chip, where you can take a photography on how the activity of your genes is and see which kind of ingredients is actually making your body to remember how it is to be young. Makes sense? Science fiction? Or this is something I can go deeper in, but I will just say that this is where the company is really unique. When they're the first company to take the genetic research into which ingredients should we put in a product that can really be effective. And that's what's called ageLOC. And ageLOC is actually the thing that the first product came in 2009. And since then the company has just been growing and growing, because here is something that you can give fantastic results, and you can be healthy and safe at the same time. So ageLOC, I think that's the most important word to remember from today. If you only have space for one word, take ageLOC. This is also something that I really enjoyed when I started to learn about this company, that they are very focused on outside in, because you need to understand that whatever you put on the skin, the body's going to absorb. but maybe mainly is that from inside out, what you put in your body is you're going to see it out. Kind of your outside is a mirror of how you're taking care of your inside. So that you actually have a company that have same science that's covering both these parts is also very unique, because maybe you can find a company that's focusing a lot on nutrition or supplements, or you can find someone that is focusing a lot on the skincare, but it's not many that have 50-50, that it's kind of connected. And this HVAC science is, I will show a few of the products, but I want to speak just 1 minute about this is a product that you don't put on your skin or you don't eat it, but it's something that it's a scanner where you can measure your how strong is your immune system in a very short explanation. Measure how much antioxidants you have in your body around your cells to protect them, because to have a healthy aging, you need to protect your DNA. And this is also, I will speak a bit more in detail later, but to protect your DNA, you need to make sure that your body is having enough of nutrition and that you're not breaking it down. If you're having too much stress is a killer. This is something not everyone thinks about, but stress is really a killer. If you do all these things too much without taking care of the body and sleeping enough, you're going to age faster. So this is the first machine in the world that can measure just from your skin tissue and see how does it look in your body. Are you doing everything correctly? Are your lifestyle maybe a bit too rough? Or are your lifestyle in balance? And this with antioxidant and free radicals is something that people should really consider a lot, because if you're having too much of the free radicals, what you get from all these things, stress and smoking and exercising too hard, and not putting in enough fuel in the car, you're going to run out faster. So to actually have this kind of technology where you can measure, it takes now with 30 seconds. You don't have to take blood test. You can just see this very quickly. This is something that the company understood that is going to be important if you want to show that you really have the products that are working. So they actually bought this from a company or a cancer institute that was wanted to use this technology, because they know that, okay, to stay healthy you need to have a high level of antioxidants. So, but their mission was to scan a lot of people around the world to kind of get a big database on nutrition. But if you have a small institute, it's hard to reach out to so many. So they started to cooperate, and thanks to Nu Skin, it's been close to 19 million people around the world scanned with this scanner. And this actually gives Nu Skin the far biggest nutritional database in the world. It's actually 50 times larger than the second biggest one, which is at Harvard University. So this is also something they have put in the back of the head, that it's if someone knows something about nutrition, it's this company. So yeah, ageLOC has been a big success since it came. It's been 4 products released so far, and it's just in the beginning of releasing. One of the products that is really amazing is something called Transformation Series, which is for the skin in the face. And that's what you use on daily basis. And without going into all the details, this is something that I also like a little bit of the statistics and awards and all this. And this won an award when it came 2010, Stevie Awards, which is something similar to Oscars, but for companies. And Nu Skin said, okay, this is our new product, we want to be in the competition. And it was over 17,000 companies, all kind of categories that were in this competition. And this set of creams won the first place. In second place came Apple with the iPad. That's the most innovative product. And this is just, this is first time an anti-aging product has been in top 100. And this is little bit to brag, but also mainly to say that this is something unique. And this is something that people can use for 2 months. If they're not happy with the result, they can just send it back and all the money back. Because Nu Skin's logo is difference demonstrated. Because we want to demonstrate that the products that people are taking out their money, that they probably have worked hard for, and give to someone, that they get the value for it. And that's, if we think business-wise, I think that's what people are looking for. If you look in the skincare, it's a lot of people frustrated. They're changing products every month. They're not really seeing any results. And if you then can come and offer something that gives results, people are going to be very happy. This is actually the first ageLOC product that came, which is called Galvanic Spa. And it's a product that can help the skin to reset to a younger gene expression, which means the skin remembers how it was behaving when it was younger. So it can help the skin to restore itself. This lady maybe has not focused on getting away wrinkles, but she has had, she's from Australia actually, and she had a deep sunburn. She had too much sun, so the skin was damaged on the lower levels. So this actually helps her skin to rebuild and recover. So it helps people that maybe want to get rid of the wrinkles, or they have scars from acne, or anything where you need to, rejuvenate the skin. And this is a treatment that takes 5 minutes, and it's only the healthy ingredients that helps your, in this case, skin to behave younger. And if you think about how much money and I would say crazy things people do in this kind of things, I don't know what people are injecting or how they're cutting and these scary things, because people are so crazy about results. So I really, to be honest, I really enjoy most that people think about the health, what's the nutrition, because this is the base. But if someone is looking for something that gives results for skin, and you can offer something that is only healthy and it really gives results, in 5 minutes people see a difference. It's difference demonstrated, and that's what we want to do. The year after came the same technology, but for the body, Galvanic Spa for body, which is similar, just a bit stronger because the skin on the body is a bit thicker. So this is, if someone maybe have, this is actually a lady from Sweden, and she has done the treatment on arms because if you don't go to gym every day, and also with age, the skin is starting to not behave so young anymore. So I've seen many examples of this when people, the skin is starting to remember how it sticks to the bone, sticks to the muscle, and really, this you can apply to if it's stretch marks, cellulites, a lot of things on the body that people don't love when they see in the mirror. So this is also, when it comes to all these treatments, it's something that people nowadays love to do at home. It's a very big market of these home devices that you can use. So if you come with something then that really you can show in 5 minutes a difference, and you can say that this is only doing good for your skin, it's that's why actually Nu Skin and ageLOC, since it came, has been starting to really grow. So now I'm going to talk a little bit numbers, what has happened since ageLOC came, because if you when the first ageLOC product came, which was the Galvanic Spa, no one knew what is ageLOC. Someone at Nu Skin said this is good. Maybe someone has used the Nu Skin product said, Nu Skin products is good, and probably ageLOC is good. So it was a good start. They had the 17 million in the first day when they released that product, and people were happy. And a couple of years later actually came, it's been a lot of releases here in the middle, but one big release was when they released the first food supplement with ageLOC, which is for more energy. And people had then seen from the Galvanic Spa from the transformation from the body machine that HVAC works. So there was a little bit of trust there. And in the first, actually this I don't remember the actual minutes, but this was the sale of $110 million when that product was released. And then we had last year the next product that's actually first released next year in January, which is the first product base for weight management, and not weight loss. It's weight management. It's how you keep your body healthy. And that one in 90 minutes sold for $550 million. And what does it mean to sell a product for $550 million in 90 minutes? That's just to compare. That's when iPhone 5 was released, it sold the first day for around $600 million. And Apple is this big company, and Nu Skin is this small compared to Apple. So it's actually very impressive what's starting to happen with these product releases. Just to get with understanding that it's exciting things that happen whenever they release new products. And yeah, this is a colleague from Denmark, Lars, who's been using the weight management. When it comes to weight management, like I said a lot, what I like about HVAC is that it's something that where people are looking for results, and they do things that are not healthy to get these results. They inject in the face, they drink Red Bull to get the energy, and with weight, they go on diet. And diet is not so very smart to do, because diet is usually that you cut out something from your what you're eating, or you stop eating, or you eat too less. And what happens is that usually people maybe lose a couple of kilos, but they actually lose also a lot of muscle, and their body is less healthy. It looks good on the scale, but they're not so strong anymore. They are out of energy, and they're not feeling so good. And usually people say, diet sucks, it's so boring. I can't wait to get off the diet, and I can start my life again. And that's not how it's supposed to be, because that makes people go up and down, because they don't really find a balance. So this is a weight management program that is helping the body then to get in the balance and actually build more muscle. Because if you have more muscle in the body, that's what's actually making you healthy, what's keeping your organs together, and what's kind of burning your calories. So this is also something really unique. I will talk a bit more later when I have product presentation. So if we now have been talking about the products, and remember what you really needed to think about is what this Robert is saying, is that true, or is he making it up? So think about that. And the second part is this something that can improve your lives or someone that you know? Because if we talk about the products and weight management, that's something that a lot of people are very worried about and actively doing different things. Successful, not successful. And this is anyway a big market where people are actually spending a lot of money. So this is what I'm thinking. If you have a product and in this case I would say it's a program that actually gives a result, and you keep the health at the #1 place, it's going to help actually a lot of people, because when it comes to weight, it's starting to be, I think, more helping the health than just about the looks. A lot of people lose weight to look good. I think people need to think a little bit different. And you're actually going to look better if you keep the muscle and lose the fat, if you just lose 10 kilos of muscle, I promise. So now we're going to get in that this is actually what people do. They like to go to a restaurant or buy a product when they hear someone recommend it. And that's more stronger than any commercial. So this is now going to get into what we're actually doing, and that we remove these usual links. We work with a simpler distribution, and that's where the business opportunity come in, and especially here where we are now in new markets. Because what do? We connect people directly to this company, to these products. People that are looking for this, that don't know that it exists, we tell, okay, now it's available in Latvia. We can show you how to get these products. We can tell you how they work. And we connect people to this company, which has not been possible before. And what we really do then is, now when we're starting, we need to teach this principle to others, because this is how we want to expand here in Latvia. And I will tell shortly about a little bit about money and how to work in different ways with this company, because you can do this. Nuskin has done all the hard work. They have done all the science. They've created all the products. They have thought about how to get it to people. So for the people that are interested in this, you can work in different ways. Either someone says, "Oh, this sounds interesting. I would like to have maybe an extra income. I think these products would be something I would like to work with," and then you can work as something called a distributor. And that means that you are someone that connects people to the products. This is maybe doesn't require that you know all these things I've been talking about today, but maybe you have some experience with some products and you share that with people. Very, very basic. Next level is something called executive. An executive is someone that maybe knows a little bit more what I've been talking about today, about what is this company about, why are they in the market for so long, and know a little bit more than just the products. And just to give short numbers is that distributors, maybe someone has 1, 2, 3, 4 customers. It's an extra income. If you're executive, just so you have a little bit idea, is someone that has maybe around 20 customers, just to give you some idea. And what we now have as the first goal for Latvia is that we want to reach out to 1,000 customers this year that are interested and kind of get aware about these products and uses them. And we have a lot more of the products than I've been talking about. I've been talking about the very latest ones. So I don't know, does it seem, how many are we here? Around 2 million in Latvia? Less? Everyone has moved, or someone is coming back? At least I'm moving here now, so we get one more. But say that we are below 2 million people. Anyway, 1,000 customers in this kind of what the product offer, that people are already spending a lot of money on products that are, I have to say, not nearly as good as these ones. And I think that it's a small number. So if someone thinks it's a crazy high number or a crazy low number that you can put in your own calculations, this is the goal we have here. To reach this year, to actually do that, is some simple mathematics, is to reach 10,000 customers. And as an executive, the reason why we don't say, okay, now Robert is here and I'm going to find these 1,000 customers, because if I have 1,000 customers, I cannot give a good service. I cannot explain to this customer why this is good. We want to have a long-term relationship with customers as well. So that's why we say focus on 20 customers. And so actually to reach these ones, we need to be 50 executives. I write so hard. Maybe see what it says anyway. But that's just to give you a small idea about where we are now and what we're looking to do. So to reach this, so because that's the next step. That someone have their 20 customers, and then they start to educate someone to find their 20 customers. And this is I would say, this is something we're going to have a lot of people do in Latvia later when we have a mature market. Now we're really looking for leadership, people that want to learn about why is this company different, what are the benefits of these products, and how sort of be an ambassador for the company. And that's someone who's educating people to become executives. So just to give you some numbers on money, because like I said, money is not the most important, especially not in this kind of business, but it's something that you need to be aware of if you're going to start your own business, because you cannot do business just to have fun. Then it's going to be not a long-term solution. So just to give you a rough idea, if someone is executive, have their 20 customers, a monthly income is here somewhere between 400, 450, 500, depending on how big is your volume. So that's either it's replacing your current income or it's a good extra income. If you then take the next step, you're executive yourself, and you educate one person to find his 20 customers. Money is growing a bit bigger, and this is something that we really focus on here now. People that are something called Ruby, that means that you are executive yourself and you have educated 4 people to learn the same thing. And here it's starting to be money that, like I talked a bit in the beginning of the presentation, for me it was very important to find a business system that gave me a bit of the balance between the money and the time. And that's something that is very rare to find, and that's something that not a lot of people can experience. And this is an opportunity to get that, because if you start to have around 2,000 euros per month, 3,000 euros, and it doesn't require more and more time every month, it's actually starting to require less time because you have done a very, very good job at one time. It's starting to give a little bit different lifestyle. And there's very big possibilities for this company to go even higher. But this is what we're going to focus on in the beginning in Latvia. And I know that a lot of people in Latvia is money here, and here is going to change life if you start to have that income. And so when I said in the beginning that some people say maybe why we want to bring this big company and this thing to small Latvia, that's not really how we see it. We see it as an opportunity for, because I know many people in Latvia is looking for, it's very popular in Latvia to look for your own business actually. And to have the opportunity with this company to do it and you can have these customers in any of the other countries. So it's a possibility to work from Latvia with customers wherever in the world. So this is how the compensation plan looks. Details I can tell much more if someone needs, but just to get a fair idea what it means. At the moment we are 4 executives in Latvia, so we have a long way to go just to get to this first small goal with 1,000 customers. So then you can put, if you don't think that Robert from Sweden is crazy when you say 1,000 customers, you can say, oh, maybe I should put a few of these executives in my team and see. Then you can get just a short idea about what income it can generate as well. So this is like a bit what I said, business you can start local and become global. And in Europe is very exciting because like I said, my wife, which is Latvian, which is one of the reasons why I'm here, is living in Singapore. And I'm here, but the reason what I have learned, it's a long story, but it's in Singapore this is #1 brand in direct selling and anti-aging, and in Asia this is especially in HVAC has come. It's so popular, everyone knows what it is. And in the US it's also very popular, but in Europe we're still sleeping a bit. So this is where the opportunity is, and where it's have the potential to really grow in the coming years. So this is just a bit vision of the company globally, because they have now reached much earlier than their estimation. They have reached their goal to reach $3 billion. And they have made a new goal to reach a total revenue of $10 million. And the reason why I'm just saying this is because maybe someone says, okay, this is a 30-year-old company, and why should I start to work with a 30-year-old company? If I didn't start the first year, it's no possibility to be successful. But it's actually not true, because the company is looking to their biggest growth ahead of them. So it's actually, I would say it's much better to work with a company now than 30 years ago. The struggle and the learning procedure is over. Now they're kind of seeing how they're going to grow in the future. So that's also a bit of homework. Don't trust Robert, but this is what's looking for the future. And especially here in Europe, and we talked a bit about that's what I said. If you're going to start a business, if you're not going to do this business, whatever business you do, start it in the biggest trend in the world with something similar to the anti-aging, because the population is growing older. It's what did I hear? It was 100,000 people every day turning 65, and that has people are older, and people are when we're gonna be old in here, we're not gonna live the life that we maybe thought about our grandparents. When someone is 80, you're just sitting home and making coffee and looking reading the paper. People are gonna live a much more active lifestyle in the higher age. That's already happening. So that's why it's already, and it's going to be more and more demand for products that actually helps you to stay young longer. So what has happened since ageLOC came is that they started with the skincare, just a bit strategy as well to show, because if someone see that it works, it's easier to believe. And this is really products that you can show people that it works. You can ask some of the people who have been working for a while, and this is what I really enjoy. Now it maybe sounds like I love to talk, but I don't love to talk really. I more prefer to show people that something is working. And it came into the nutrition part, which I think is very exciting and very important. And now we're have the pre-launch, and in January we're going to have this product available, the weight management. So if we think about the aging, is that and the anti-aging it's actually three parts. It is the looks. People have been doing a lot of things for many years to look better. Something that's been growing in the last maybe 20, 25 years is what is good food, what is nutrition, how do we stay healthy. And then the third part is weight management. Because if you have a problem in any of these areas, usually people are not so happy with how they're aging. If you have a problem in all these areas, it's no fun at all. So now the ageLOC is covering all this. And like I said, it's just in the beginning. They have released maybe 5 or 10% of this science. So future is also there, where they are now every year starting to release new products based on this technology. We don't know exactly yet what's coming, but it's can be ageLOC for vision, or for bones, or for all the things that is you want to have an active lifestyle. So this is how it looks for Nu Skin, and like I said, a bit of your own homework as well if you want to really learn about what this is. Don't trust me, and because it's really they have all these 5 factors what I was talking about: the trends, the partner, the products, conversation, and timing is really right for Nu Skin. And then the last part before I'm going to wrap up is this was maybe for me in the beginning, because I started to learn about this with using the products. I was not at all interested in the business in the beginning, I have to admit. But I really learned about product, and then I started to investigate the company, and I was really impressed. But then I kind of, okay, products are great, company is great. How should I do this? I don't know anything about anti-aging. I don't know anything about network marketing. I don't know anything else than banking. So how should I do it? And this is actually a really good point, because I would say in my previous career in bank, it was the more complicated something is, the more money you make. That was kind of how it works in bank. The more complicated it is, the more possibility to earn money. So here I was learned about the system that we're working with, which is too simple in my head from the beginning. I said, it cannot be that simple to create a business that's giving something like this. And what the system is actually something created by the people that has been successful with this business. So it's like asking the one who has already climbed the mountain, how did you get to the top? Instead of asking people that have not even started to climb the mountain, how should we try to get to the top? So when I really understood this, what OTG is, and that's something that's working globally. And this is also very unique within the whole network marketing business, that you have something that it's a system that works globally. So if I know someone in Spain or in UK or in Sweden, they can come and listen to the same presentation and work in the same way. This actually allows you to be, like I said in the beginning, the problem usually with having your own business is that you're so damn important. If you're sick or if you're not in the not at work, it's not really gonna happen. But if you have a system that actually is more important than you, then you're not so important. And this is so this is not good if you have a big ego and you want to be important. But here you don't want to be important, because here you can actually more trust that the system is gonna teach people how to do it. So it's more important how good is the system, not how good is yourself. So when I really started to learn what this is, I encourage you to ask more for the one that invited you if you want to know more. Then I understood that that's how it's possible, because then you're not important. So don't be afraid to not be important, because this is, like I said, now we're coming with new opportunity, and that's why I'm telling you, because if you have been invited here, it means that someone have qualified you for being someone that they really think is a good person that they would enjoy to work with, because otherwise you wouldn't be sitting here. Because when you start something new like we do here, it's really important to have good people, because it's a lot about reputation when you start something. So you're really happy that someone has invited you, and take your time and investigate what Robert is saying, if everything is true, and see if is this something that can benefit for you or for someone that you know. So I think that's it for me, and I'm going to drink a little bit of water, and we take some break, and in 10 minutes I will tell a little bit more about the product, and mainly the science about the scanner and nutrition, and how we're thinking about